What I'm attempting to do here is make a curved ledger board, and I have no plans for it. Nothing's written down. It was just drawn on the dirt, and for the angle and everything that I have to do. I don't even know how long of a ledger board I need to attempt this. I kind of got my tape measure and worked it around a bit, and hopefully it would fit a 12-foot ledger board, 12 or 10 foot or something like that. Now, this is actually a baker's rack for a drywalling, so it's the only thing that I had as a portable workbench. So what the idea here is that you make these series of cuts almost right through, just for the last eighth of an inch is left there. So it weakens the board and curves around. So I made the post holes for this one post there, and I thought, oh, probably needs another one. So I made another one, and I put these extra supports to it, and I screwed it to it, cemented it in there, made sure everything's level. I got it ready for the curve of the board. I needed some more cuts so it would curve better, so I took it back to cut it some more. I was a bit worried that the screws might split the board, but it didn't. It needed more support, so I put more support there, put more braces in for it, because that's where most of the traffic's going to go up the tree house. So I put more supports there, and I put another a post there to be able to support that. Screw it into place, and then poured cement into the hole. I mixed it in the hole there. Well, I think that's pretty successful so far. We'll see in time if it collapses or not, but so far it's pretty good. The treehouse is basically a fancy deck, really, with the boards, and water and tree seeds will fall through. So it's important to put weed mat down to prevent seeds sprouting and you have trees growing through your deck. The wind was blowing the weed mat up a lot, losing its position, so I threw some stones down to weight it down. Although the tree house looks like, oh yeah, it's coming together, it's a long way to go yet. We have a platform to build. I don't know how high it has to go, because we're putting a zip line from this tree here to a tree behind, not that tree, it's in the shadows in there. It's about 95 feet. There's a calculation that goes from the top to the bottom, and you allow sag so it becomes a gravity break. I don't know at what point it has to be, and so we've got to install it, experiment with it to find out how high the wire has to go, maybe around there-ish, and then you have a 4-foot drop, and then about 22 inches so a kid can sit on it. So a lot of bit of experimenting to see where that has to go. Then I know where to install the post, cut it off to build the platform, and then do I make stairs to come down to the platform, or do I build stairs to go up to the platform? Depends on how high it has to go. So, and then there's more deck to build for that. I had intended to finish the zip line this day, but it got too freaking hot, so I abandoned it, and I went back inside in the air conditioning and came back out in the afternoon to work on the slide in the shade. The reason why I was putting up the slide now is that I needed to erect it to see where the post for the banisters had to go for the top deck up there. And so just seeing things on paper, you don't know where things lay exactly, especially if you've never seen it before. So it came in pieces. Where did it come from? Somewhere out east. You bolt it together. Took quite a while, actually. It took a couple of hours to do this. Pieces are quite heavy. So it was quite heavy lifting it up by myself too. When we ordered this slide, it came with a lot of other pieces that we got for the playground. And there was monkey bar, swing sets and everything. So the whole thing cost us around $2,300 in total for all the playground stuff. One of the questions I had was, how does it anchor to the bottom? And I'm realizing now it's really heavy, so maybe it doesn't need to. Once I know where it goes, then I'm going to take it down, put a post in, put the floor down, then anchor it. Now that I know where the slide lands, and my goodness, that's a big slide, I can put the floorboards down, put a post in, put guardrails across, and I'll start doing these posts down here. I abandoned the installation of the zip line yesterday because it got so hot. I couldn't stand being in the sun. You know what else I hate about summer? Freaking horse flies. They've got razor teeth. They sting like anything. And they have this coagulant in their saliva to stop your blood from coagulating. And it's 2 weeks. So far, this thing on my leg here, it's been 2 weeks. And it's like dragon skin. And it itches all the time. You've got to try not to itch it. The blessing about the summer, as it is right now, hasn't been raining for the last 2 weeks, is the swamp has dried up, and so there's no mosquitoes. They're gone. But the horseflies are out, and they're probably worse. Anyway, enough complaining. Got lots to do. I'll work until it's too hot today, and then maybe abandon it and start again tomorrow morning. Saturday, June 3rd, still going. I've got hardware coming in the mail so I can do the banisters up there. Got to buy some baluster railings today. In that spot there, going to put a little, like a pea stone pit, and going to frame that today. The horseflies really diminish my enthusiasm because I itch all night. See on my arms, I think they're pretty fresh from yesterday. I killed about 10 of them yesterday. Itches all night, and try not to scratch so they don't get infected. There's some insecticide I can get. I learned yesterday, so I'm gonna have to spray the place, otherwise the kids will get eaten. I'm getting eaten. I think sometimes it takes longer. I stand around longer than I should be because I'm still trying to figure things out, where to put things. You know, there's afterthoughts, like that curved thing there was that afterthought. It was like, I wonder if I can, and then do some research and try it out. And lucky for me, it worked first time. No mishap. And then we measured the zip line, and that's changed. The platform for that is lower than when I first planned it, so that's changed what the deck looks like underneath. I don't build a deck underneath because no one can walk underneath it. So I'm standing around a lot trying to figure things out. I guess that a lot of that standing around just takes up time. We got the slide and some hardware for like swings and stuff from a place called swingsetmall.com, and in the packaging they gave us a lollipop. Isn't that cute? Fits like a glove. Looks like I bought one. Sunday morning, June 4th, I think it is. It's a good cold morning, and it rained yesterday, so the chill is in the air. and the cold feels good on the bites. Today we're going to put railings up. That's my goal. Try and get the railings finished. As a result of my previous dry fits, I knew the height that I needed, so I made a platform from leftover cement pavers that I have here to bring it up to the level, and you can probably see me pulling down the tape measure there and make sure I got the right height, and maybe put a little bit of dirt underneath it to make sure it's the right height. And then I'm going to do it in real motion now. The suffering we went through in trying to put it into place. I had to wait till Erin's dad got home to help me because it was so heavy. It was way bigger than it looked in the catalogue, even online. And I did not expect it to be this big or heavy. And I thought, how do you anchor it down? Okay, so you probably heard me in the previous video. How do you anchor it down? You don't have to anchor it down because it's so heavy.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna get better. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're ready. Uh-oh.
God, I gotta switch to video with those things.
Yeah. This will go down and come down. And then we'll put it over on top of it and lift it up that way.
Okay.
Is it over on that?
Yes.
Now lift it up.
Okay. Well, it is the wrong way, but it's over.
That's okay. You can swivel it.
Alright. We're fighting off that big one. The first one. Okay, we're on the second.
Okay.
We're still good.
Okay, let's turn around.
Okay, hold on. You're gonna back away from the top.
Okay, looking good.
Okay.
Looking
Your
good.
end's definitely got to go that way.
Oh, there is a little bit. Oh gosh, it's heavy.
Where's that freaking
Oh yeah, okay. I see where it's picked up.
Yep.
You want me to shove it?
There we go. It's on there now. On what part?
The round part. A little more.
Yep. Once it was bolted in place, one of the tips that we got was to wax it with ordinary wax paper, your lunch wax paper. And so I was waxing it up top there, and the idea was to try and go down slowly and try and wax it on the way down. But gravity and the slippery slide had a different idea.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
We'll start you.
Is the camera on this time? Holy crap! Your plumber's license showing, dear. Showing, dear.
I guess the wax works. I was trying to go down slowly so I could wax. I've been blaming horseflies on my bites, and while they are irritating and they can leave a rash and stuff, I think I discovered the real culprit of these terrible itchy things, and it's poison ivy. I've not dealt with this before, and the other day when I was working, I was sweating and I had my glove and I wiped it, and I think I wiped some poison ivy resin onto my eye area, and now that confirms. So I gotta identify the poison ivy around area that the kids are gonna play with, dig it out, cannot burn it. The smoke in the air carries the toxins for miles around, and you can inhale it, or it gets on your skin and it creates an issue. So I gotta drag it off the property. Can't do anything with it. It's toxic even when it's dead. And so so this will last me a good 2 or 3 weeks of itching. Just have to suffer it. For certain there would be resin on these gloves, so I've got to throw them away. And where the zip line was going, that's where I got the shears, and I was cutting these vines, and that's probably where I got the worst of it. But I can see some around the base of these trees here, so I've got to make this a bit kid-proof. So I don't want kids becoming victims. It's really miserable. Look at that. Hairy vines are a good sign of poison ivy. Hairy vines. Huge. I was ripping on these last week. Still got a rip on them. Still got to take them out. Now I know what I'm dealing with. I can exercise caution. Not like I was just ripping into them last week. The reviews online for the tree protectors say the instructions were very clear. Thank you. We received 0 instructions. I mean, the cartooned stepped out instructions, but there's pieces of the system that aren't in the video. There's pieces on the video that aren't included in the instructions. Still too low. I don't want it so tight that it's hit the end of the spring. I'd like it to have gravity sag so the kids don't go flying off into the woods. Okay, we might have a zip line. Not fast, but it's safe. Did you reach that? Right, okay, just hang on to it. It's Wednesday, June 7th, and now that we've got the zip line up, we know the height that the platform has to be for the launch platform. The other day I was going to put in these balusters, but when I cut the packet, I discovered 2 things. One, they were too long. We got the wrong ones. It got 42 inch instead of 36 inch. And 2, they warp. They're not very straight. And so it's going to be terrible over time as they warp, and it just looks horrible. They're $1.88 each, right? So I need about 175 of them. That's a lot of money for something that's going to look crap later. So Erin's mother got on Marketplace and found these aluminium balusters, they're little tubes, 190 of them for $320, but I got them for $200. So I drove last night 2 hours and 20 minutes one way. So I got back nearly midnight and picked them up. And so I'll start installing them. I've got to learn how to do those yet. My face looks as puffy as it feels. The poison ivy is just irritating. Stings in my eyelids a bit. But I've got a lot to be thankful for. Friday, June 9th. I've only got about 2 weeks ago of itchiness. And today I'll finish the platform for the zip line. That's pretty much all I can do because running out of wood to make the deck that we're building out here, and the deck has now grown. Some ideas popped up yesterday, so I need to get more wood probably tomorrow. We went to Menards yesterday, got some rubber mulch and pea stone. I need a tool to create the, got to cut the balusters, so can't do that. This is a message for Dakota in about 30 years time, or her husband or her kids or her grandkids, whatever. This platform is built around a tree. Now, as you know, trees grow. There's some growth room for the tree, but eventually it'll get too big for this. So you're going to have to adjust this platform so it can grow. If you don't, there's a rot that can happen in the tree. And so you need to be able to move this. So I made it so there's screws here. There's one screw here, right? This is just screwed down just for the decking boards. So there's one screw here. You can pull that out, and you can pull that out, move this back. Now, if you need to move this one back, it's screwed in at the side here. You can move that back. I did, you're going to trim that off here. Okay. I didn't think about the tree growth when I first installed it. So on the other side, there's these hangers. So you're going to have to do something to move that. But that's your problem. I'm not here anymore. But look after the tree, okay? Because otherwise it won't be a tree house. It'll just be something with a stump in it. That's for you. This is your past grandfather, great-grandfather, talking in 2023. This joist tape is from Trek Protect, and there's other joist tape you can get from different stores, different suppliers. The one at Menards is cheaper, about $6 per roll cheaper. They only covers about 50 feet, right? But this Trek Protect is super sticky. You can see the glue on it. I can't speak for the longevity of it and for the protection of it. Who's going to be around for 30 years to know? But for the application of it, this is very difficult. It's more expensive and more difficult to do because it's very difficult to find the beginning of it to peel it off. And I cut it with the scissors and it's got gum glue all over the scissors. The Menards one is really simple to peel and put on. This one's super sticky and very difficult to do and more expensive. So I would recommend the Menards one. I don't know what Home Depot does or other stores do, but this Trek one is, see, sticky. I mean, which is good. It's good to be stick, but hard to apply.